Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Rose Quartz Divorce Podcast. I'm your friend, Diana D'Amato. I'm a longtime yoga, meditation, breath work teacher of many things. and and I'm also a mom and an entrepreneur and a doer of things that are in front of me. And I'm checking in today as very thankful. I'm coming through something quite difficult. Sometimes when you go through something really hard, it feels like it's never going to end. And like the goal keeps moving further and further away. Um, and I'm finally getting, to that light, to that place where I can take a deep breath. And yeah, so I'm very grateful for all the support I've had and, for my own inner stamina. This has been a tough one.
Wow, you're so strong and continue to serve as an example of resilience. And so shout outs to you. Peace everyone. Stephen Bryce here on your in your ears and your eyes. I am a liberator, entrepreneur, father, and friend. Checking in as feeling abundant, pretty full. Life is requiring much of me, and it's an indicator that I have been fortunate to have abundance. And when I say abundance, I'm not necessarily referring to economic abundance, but just being able to live life fully and be responsible for a lot of things. And so that's me.
Stephen, I saw that you posted something, and it was basically like, like send me some love, send me some energy because everything's happening, like something like that, And I was
Yeah.
wondering, yeah, I mean, can you share a little bit about what's going on for you?
Yeah. My business is growing, which is great. New opportunities, new partnerships. It's a learning curve, right? A lot of management, a lot of learning new concepts, learning different tools like AI that might be accessible
Ooh.
to the work that I get to do and how we could better automate and streamline our process. Kids started their first day of school, and so being with them and helping shape their intention for the new school year and then spending a lot of money to get them prepared to
Yeah.
um, for their first day or at least for the year to come. Caring for aging parents and having to process emotions around that, right? I see my parents as superheroes. I'm still that little boy that admires his parents, and so to see them aging uh, is often it's like a often consistent wake up call for me to realize that they are aging, right, and they're not going to be here forever. And so processing those emotions as well. Um, Lost a lot of friendships the past couple of years, or important relationships, I should say, the past couple of years, and it continues to. Uh, there's a tender area in my heart for these relationships or these people, these humans that I've grown to care and love, and learning that people come and go in your life, and so the task is to enjoy the connections while they're here, and learning to say goodbye or see you later. Um, when it's time to transition. So, and there's more, right? I could drain you with more elements of my life that is full and abundant, and so yeah, I need some support. I need some kindness. I need some positive energy um, coming my way as I continue to manage my world.
Oh, I think that's what happens when you sort of go down a path and you ask for something, you're going to get it, right? So you're
For
getting
sure.
all these wonderful things. And I think, it's such a good example for you to set to say, like, hey, all this stuff is happening, everybody. Like, I noticed it, I saw, and, I'm here for you. And I'm sure lots of other people saw the same thing too, but we're not always doing that kind of thing. Like, I never have put something out there like that. Like, and when I'm going through something difficult, it always feels like this is like, I guess, my own brand of ego is I always think I'm the only person that this has ever happened to. Like, it was really interesting hearing you just say someone I just hold in such high esteem as a being that everyone loves and has so much to offer. And for you to say, like, did you say, like, I'm even questioning it, that you lost some friendships over the years?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I,
Yeah.
I mean, I lost some friendship over the years from having a business, and then through divorce, as well. And some of them really surprised me. But I always think I'm the only person that that happens to. Like, I'm just a shitty friend, and or I'm just like so effed up that, I guess I did all these things to make these friendships and me, like I just and like deep down I know it's a two-way street, of course, but I always feel like everybody's going like, oh, Diana's a bitch, like this person used to be friends with her and is not anymore. And
Yeah.
that's hard. That's hard to lose friendships.
For sure, for sure. And there have been nights where I'll literally sit at the edge of my bed asking myself, what did I do wrong? Is there something wrong with me? Am I a bad person that's trying to make the world a better place? Like, what is it? Like, and then on the flip side, I will also ask, like, why would someone leave me? I'm so loyal. I'm so giving. I'm so caring. Like, what did I do? Why can you not just communicate what the issue is, and we
Mm,
could work through it? Why abandon me? Why ghost me? Right? And then then it leads me to wonder, okay, maybe I'm not that significant. Right? So it's like a whirlwind of different questions and emotions. So it's challenging.
it's
It's
hard to
hard.
lose friendships, as an adult too, and be. I think some people just go, well, screw them, like they're just out, right? But like, I'm so like sensitive and like I think introspective, even if I'm not always correct about what I'm thinking, I am
Sure.
thinking, or
Same.
thinking and
Same.
overthinking probably. But I'm always thinking, like, what happened there? I think some people do just walk away, and it's not as big of a deal, but I wonder too, like, what did I do wrong? However, like most of those friendships, I really can't even think of one. I don't want to be friends with that person anymore anyway. So and like some of them, I look back and I go, oh, well, was I ever actually friends, or was that someone who saw something I had, like business wise, that if they were, a friend of mine, then they would get something out of that too. Like maybe it was always transactional.
Well, of course, for me, there were some relationships that were transactional, but more so, I'm talking about people that have tenure with that. We share
Mm.
secrets, we share some experiences that I don't share with other folks. Best friends, besties. And this is my first time saying this stuff out loud publicly. By the way, shout out for you for pulling this information out of me. So if they see it, then
Well, I am you,
no,
and we all are you. You know what I mean? Like, I think it struck a chord. Yeah, because
yeah.
it's
And I'm sorry. Continue.
it's a common thread. This happens to everybody, but it's hard to talk about. And and sometimes I think, like, all my word salad, is it like really, like you said, like, does it matter? Like kind of, do I, you know and I think there's something to be said for, just, you have to just do what's in front of you. And the reason you're having all of the abundance that you're having right now is because you are a person who's willing to do what's in front of them. And that's something I kind of wanted to talk about today, because I was listening to this story, and it was about a woman who was a divorcee, and she was living on her own, had her own house, was not needing to work, like was financially okay, and then got involved with a new person, a new partner, and this is a whole thing with being single again and having to find somebody to date and meeting someone you want to spend time with, and she met this person. Long story short, it ended up being like a long con that this guy ran on her, and he ended up taking everything, her house, all of her money, like, which meant that, like, she was literally destitute, and he had taken like her kids' inheritance. Like, it was really,
Wow.
really just gut wrenching, um but I think we all feel those things during our divorce on in some way. It might be a micro version, it could be worse, something worse happened, but like we all feel those gutted moments where you're just totally, you lost, and this woman had to go get a job for the first time in her life. She was in her
Wow.
60s. She had to get an apartment and completely start from zero. Like, he absconded with everything and got away, and there was nothing she could do legally. Um, because they were married. Uh, be careful, right, with these contracts.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
So this woman was so interesting to me because through all that, she got a job, right? Like, how, like, you have to do what's in front of you. Okay, so she went and did that. But what she also did was started investigating this guy who had taken everything from her, and she was really good at it. So she had, organized files. She was just like networking, finding the right people to get more information. She wanted to prosecute this guy down the line, right? There was nothing she could do to get back what she lost financially, but she wanted to take him to court. She wanted him to have to face some kind of justice and not be able to do something like this again or find out if he had before. So she did all this investigation, ends up becoming like an investigator. She becomes a like detective, and now has a detective agency that is flourishing and making her way more money than she lost from this guy. The guy was prosecuted. He did 4 years in jail, which is, it's fantastic. It's probably not enough, but she did it, and now she's helping other people. So
And
it was just from doing
six,
what was in front of her.
60 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fascinating story.
But isn't it what we
60
all have to
years
do
old.
every day? You
For
know,
sure. For
that's the
sure.
thing, and it doesn't make it easy if you're 25. It's not like, I'm not saying, whatever,
Right.
but isn't it, interesting? I think you just have to do something. You
For sure.
and it's like she just went and got a job. I think she was like a secretary somewhere, it said, but it gave her access to, the means and the people she needed to do this investigation. And again, you
Yeah.
just don't know what's in front of you. I think it's important for people to just go out there and do something and do it regularly, not just like, oh, I'll pop in, like, a job is something regular, a volunteer opportunity that you take seriously and show up for regularly on scheduled days. People are expecting you. That's important. Like, that, something like that is important to do, not just for doing the thing, but for what might happen, who you might meet, what you might overhear.
You're spot on. I think you're calling us in many ways, be productive or find what that thing is, that volunteer or whatever mission idea you might have, and be committed to it. Because on the other side of it, there's something waiting or someone waiting for you that you might experience or interacted with or be introduced to had you not got back on your feet to try something. And that's and I hear a gentle invitation to those who are hurting to those who have experienced the um, for lack of a better word, a form of bad luck. That there is something on the other side. Not to overly, spiritualize or anything like that, but there could be something on the other side, and it is our responsibility when we're ready to get up and do something productive. So I
Exactly.
appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, and I find it difficult at my age to figure out like where I'm going to be helpful again. I think about that all the time. I don't want to be redundant. I don't want to, just be a yoga teacher banging out classes at some gym. I don't want to, I don't want to do something that is going to destroy my soul either.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
right, I mean it's really, I guess, maybe that's my privilege even that I say that because I'm selective about what jobs I'll take or stay in, because of the kind of like stink that a certain job can leave on you when you exit for the day. It's like you're for me, it's like if you're not doing something meaningful, wait, no, no, no. Let me go a step further. If you're actually doing something that is like out of alignment with your morals, then that will slowly kill your soul over time.
For sure.
Right. So there's
For sure.
there's jobs that you can only do for like so long, and I've had them. I get it, where it's like, okay, this is a job, this is a paycheck. I got to get in and out of here as clean as possible every day, right? That's like a job that you need to pay your bills. But when you're doing meaningful work, like you feel good at the end of the day. You don't have to worry about like ugh, de-icking yourself from people and things, and at the end of a day. But you might have to work a job to make the connections to have the opportunity or privilege to then be more selective.
For sure. You gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Hopefully legally.
I mean, the lines are blurry in some states. I don't know. Do what you, yeah, do what you gotta do. I mean, are the higher ups in this country doing it legally? Yeah, yeah,
No comment.
right. But you got to do whether it's legal or not. I don't know, but I will say you have to do like with your own personal and social morals. You do have to like you got to be able to look yourself in the face at the end of the day.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, um, but yeah, I guess
Well,
it's yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say shout outs to that woman, that lady who picked herself back up. Um, and I appreciate you reminding me that it doesn't matter how old you are, really. Wherever you are in this stage of life, this thing that we call life, you gotta dig deep within yourself to get back up. And I'm encouraged to hear her story. Um, so that's inspirational. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you
it can
sharing
be
that.
really hard, and I want to say like I do get that. I got a text today from the food pantry that I used when I was going through my divorce, and they don't text a lot, but it was like they had to change locations because of conflict with the location where you pick up the free food. So they had sent out a text message from that, and it just reminded me, it's been a year or so since I've had to go to the food pantry. But that was, I was 52, and that was the first time in my life where I did not know where food was coming from. And I had a kid, so not that, I mean, her dad would have fed her. I wasn't in, the most dire situation, but I definitely couldn't go to the store. Like I had my bank account was literally closed, like empty. I had zero money. I did not have a debit card. When I first left my marriage, I shut everything down and I didn't even have a debit card for like a year. And so I found out from a friend that this church near me, and I don't know, like maybe people were like me, don't always know how to find this stuff, but there are churches in your neighborhood that collect food on the regular. And even if you go, maybe I always contributed to that stuff, right? I've always contributed to food pantries wherever I was involved. And also like the things that they do around the holidays for the kids, like, the angel trees. Like if I saw one of those, I would always pull a thing off and make sure I got them. So but I never thought about being on the receiving end of that until I found
Mm,
myself in dire. I just didn't even think I could do that, but I had to. But I just want people to know, like I get it. Like that was really really hard, and I would just go and take, what I needed. Like there were things that I definitely didn't need that I wouldn't take, but I just needed some basic food. And the place where I went, like they even had an affiliation with a local farm, so you could get like fresh food from the two. You might be
oh,
surprised what you can go get. But I just want to say, like, in the midst of all of that, like, yes, you can, there is something on the other side, but it is hard to get through the middle. And it is like, it can be it can break you in certain ways. It can, make you feel less than, or, like you're screwed up, or like it's hopeless. But when you go to these places, like, it as like kind of uh it made me feel like a failure, I guess. Like that there I was as a grown person who I've had my successes, through life, but like here I was was this the end? Like I'm standing in line, waiting for a basket of free food. Um, it made me feel, like I just never thought I would find myself in that place. But think about that woman who that guy took everything from her, like everything. And she, I'm
yeah.
sure, never thought she'd find herself in that place and, ended up coming through it. And that's the stuff I'm talking about right now that I'm coming through as well. It's my hands are all covered in paint because I've been painting. I finally moved into a new place and I'm setting
Good.
things up. Yeah, yeah. So but, I got that text from that pantry and I was like, yeah, that's part of my story too. And I'm not embarrassed at all about it now. Now that I think about it, like those people, first of all, were so nice. Like they always, they always remembered your name. They had everything for you. If you have kids, like they'll write down like what your kids like and make sure that you get it. But please like go to those places and also like find them and contribute to them, not just when you're being prompted, but all of the time, all of the time.
For sure. For sure. And I suspect that might have been like a full circle for you to some degree, right? There was a time where you were faithfully, consistently um, donating and sharing with that pantry, and life has a way to say, "Now's your turn to be served and cared for." And again, I don't want to I don't want to spiritualize it, but I just want to there's like this cosmic, karmic thing happening. Um, so you never know what kindness and generosity, how that can come back around when you need it, or even when you don't need it. I don't know. But I think the principle, nonetheless, is as you mentioned, give, be generous, be mindful. We all need each other.
Yeah, and it's okay to like get humbled by life
It's
sometimes,
humbling the shit out of
right?
me.
Yeah. And I'm like, I learned things during that very humbling phase that I didn't know that I can now advise other people on. right? Like how to access those kinds of things. And, you know, like I think too, it's also like a thing where like I I also had to get what do you this is like such a tell-all, I guess, but I got EBT like SNAP benefits because I had a kid. So I eventually had a SNAP card too. So that's when you get like subsidized money from the government so that you can go grocery shopping, just so everybody knows. And you can use it at any store that takes the EBT, but you can only use it for what they say you can use it for. So it's really interesting. So you can't use it for like paper products or things like that. Like you can't get your toothpaste with it. It's only for food. You can't. I think new parents like you can't get formula or diapers with it, which is really unfortunate. Yeah.
Really?
So again, like this is stuff I learned. Not that I was buying those things, but I learned that there was a limited list of things you could get. Um, and unfortunately, you could get as much soda and Fruit Loops as you want, right? But you can't get toothpaste. So anyway, to say I am,
Wow.
yeah, now like more thoughtful about when I am contributing to places, that I will go out of my way to bring things like toothpaste, feminine products, paper products, things that kids might need, all those kinds of things. Maybe if you are a giver and you want to help out your local or your church's pantry, find out if you could maybe be in charge of tallying up how many of the other things besides food are needed, because I can tell you, like as a woman too, like to not be able to afford like feminine products and things like that, like it's really sad and it makes you feel like so unseen. It's just like, I mean,
Wow.
like this is like my biology, and like you know, those kinds of things I think are really, those were things I learned on the spot.
Hello. Yeah. Being present right where you are. It's
Exactly.
good. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Appreciate
So
that, teacher.
I would love people to write into us and let us know other things like that that they learned during their dark times, having to get help or having to, something like that. Like, are there other little nuggets that people can share? Like, how can we help with these things? So if you can go to our website, Rose Quartz, Quartz, divorce.com. And you could also message us through the Rose Quartz Pod on Instagram. And you can find Stephen and I on Instagram as well. But I know I talked a lot this time, so thank you for
And I
letting
love
me.
it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Next one's you. I have um, I have a little something to drop on you though to see what you think about this. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I
Let's
gotta,
do
I gotta put my gigantic glasses back on.
it.
Okay. All right. This was in a magazine called Health and Wellness recently. The title of the article is Welcome to Menno Divorce. Why Women Aren't Sweating Marriage in a Sea of Hot Flashes. It goes on to say, do I want a divorce or is this menopause? It's a question resonating with women in midlife when hormones are changing, kids are moving out, parents are moving in, and careers are often at their peak. So the question is, do I want a divorce or is this just menopause? What do you think?
And this is from a woman's perspective?
It's in no, it's in a regular magazine.
Well, meaning
Hmm.
is the magazine saying that women are asking these
Oh, I
questions, or
see
is
what you're saying.
this
Yes, yes, you're right. So women are thinking like, I kind of want out. And it makes me think of like, I think in old-fashioned times, like when I was little, they
yeah,
used to say men would get the 7-year itch. I think there was even a movie called The 7 Year Itch, where like at 7 years
Uh,
into a marriage, that's when guys would start to cheat and kind of, you know, decide they want a different lady. Um,
these days, it doesn't take 7 years.
yes. I wonder if that had something to do with like the average of when how many kids came in, and then you'd have like these little rugrats in the house, and then mom would be momming, and back when things were very. I'm talking about this was probably the 50s, when things were very structured in that way, gender
Yeah.
wise. Yeah, I wonder if the guys were just like, I'll be down at the club. I'll be down the street with my boys. Yeah. So, uh,
Oh, that's
so
interesting. I Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, so the menopause thing, what do you think? I mean, it's a big topic of conversation. Like, I feel like everywhere I look these days, Drew Barrymore is talking about menopause. Like, Halle Berry's got a whole thing about menopause. Like, everything's menopause now. Like, it's the new black. Like it's cool to talk about menopause. It's cool to be in menopause. Like, and now, like, are women, you know, does it sound like to you like they're just like having a moment, or if something, do they really want a divorce? And I will say something. I'm so sorry, I'm talking so much. Something that just popped into
You
my
go ahead.
head is there are all these studies out about how menopause literally restructures a woman's brain. Like a whole bunch of neurons go by and they rebuild with different pathways. So like we're actually thinking differently coming out of menopause. That's why there's the brain fog in perimenopause. Those guys are going goodbye, and then we actually come out of it with a whole new. So maybe that
Yeah,
whole new. Mhm.
maybe there's a whole new what?
Maybe that whole new looks back on things that are happening in the marriage and just is like that's not going to work for the future me.
I think women are evolving and realizing that they don't have to put up with the same bullshit over and over again. Whether that bullshit is legitimately bullshit or if it's just something that's outdated. So, to your point, as they're thinking about themselves, who they are in the future, they'll be in the future, they're wondering where I am today and who I'm with may not cut it anymore. It might have made sense in their 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever the case may be, but now as they're thinking about the next 10, 20, 30 years, I think they're realizing that they need something more, something different, something more substantial, something that's going to be in alignment with who they see themselves to be. And so, which is interesting
Hmm.
because women have, at least from my understanding, tend to be more grounded, situated, um, solid, loyal, faithful, committed more than men, I think. And so, is it menopause? I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't speak to the menopause part, but I could possibly. I suspect that in this era in the West, women are becoming smarter or wiser or more honest with their assessment of themselves and the relationships that they find themselves in. So then we have to, and I'll land the plane here. So then we have to really start teasing out some questions around what marriage could look like or what marriage means. Is it even practical to say till death do us part?
Hmm.
Because
Maybe
we can't tell the future. We don't
it
know.
might just be till menopause do us part. Bye.
Fellas, sign a prenup. Fellas,
Yeah,
sign a prenup.
seriously. You either like grow up or hope you had a prenup because
Yeah,
her brain's gonna be thinking differently. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
Stephen,
interesting.
it is. I think it's really, yeah. I do see what you're saying with the evolution of, the like feminine psyche, and we are like more willing to take those chances at being alone. Not everyone, but like, it used to just not be a thing. There's all kinds of like words like old maid and stuff, where that, that don't apply to men, but you always have those for women. It's sort of this like undercurrent of fear that like, you're going to be alone as a lady. And it's like, so what? Like, I have things to do. I have like charcoal drawings to make. I've got coffee to enjoy. I've got rooms to rearrange. I've got friends to go meet and businesses to start. And I don't, need
Yes.
some man child like in my house, in my way every day.
Is that what's happening
I
right
think so.
now?
I think so.
Wow, that is interesting. Okay, we need to talk about that. I want to hear more about that. That's interesting.
We will. We will talk more about that next time for sure. Thank you for always entertaining my funny little things that I find in the news. So we will be back with another episode quite soon, but please check us
Mhm.
out online. You can sign up for our newsletter. If anybody out there is interested in collaborating with us, and we have maybe similar topics to something you're involved with, you're interested in, or you want to explore, please message us and let us know. Love to work together, do some networking of our own. So I always want to thank my friend Joshua Bright for the music. Check him out on all the places. He's got a lot of albums. This particular song we use is from Sasquatch. I think I'm saying that right. And again, I'm Diana signing off for today. Thanks for listening to me.
And I'm Steven signing off. Peace, everyone.
All right. Love yous. Where's the button that says stop? I'm trying to find my glasses. Hold on.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's right here. It's in red. Okay.